डॉक्टर मार्क ने भगवती काली की भी बातचीत की, उन्हीं की वंदना से हम शुरू करते हैं। तस्यै नमः कल्पितसृष्टिमुक्त्यै नक्तं दिवं मोहविवेकधात्र्यै सुखप्रदायै ह्यसुखप्रहर्त्र्यै देव्यै च काल्यै कलनात्मिकायै। Venerable Chairperson Professor Patanjali Mishra, Honorable Professor Mark, Professor Rutate, Professor Saroj Gupta ji, Mr. Munshi ji, all distinguished scholars of Kashmir Shaivism present here, and the participants and my friends. On a very short notice, actually, I have come here among you all to see something, so I'm not well prepared. But as you know, everyone is talking about few things, like we are Shiva. Kashmir Shaivism talks about Soham. We know Soham, मैं Shiva हूँ. I am that, I am Shiva. So I can see there are so many students also and other people, those who are sitting here, those who have not studied at all about Kashmir Shaivism. Their first question arises, if we are Shiva, why can't we act like Lord Shiva? Why can't we know everything like Lord Shiva? What limits us? Why do we feel so limited? So Kashmir Shaivism talks about this also. When we learn about 36 elements, tattvas, in Kashmir Shaivism, then we get to know about five tattvas. These are called five kanchukas. So today I would like to speak something on these five kanchukas. And if you want to understand what these kanchukas, in English it is said cloaks, because it covers and it limits us. So what are these and what it does? I would like to say something on that. So before we talk about these kanchukas, I would like to say that we can divide, if we have to understand this universal creation, there can be seven stages of this universal creation based on Kashmir Shaivism. So, what are these? Number one, pure consciousness, the indefinable source of creation. Number two, perfect oneness begins to separate and becomes the world and awareness of the world. Number three stage, the world. Number four, awareness of the world. Number five, which I'm talking about, is the cloaks of illusion and limitation that cover the all knowing, all pervasive, all perfect self. Number six, the mind, intelligence, and self awareness take form. Number seven, the senses and physical world take form. So I have to focus on the fifth stage, that are Panchkanchukas. So I must tell you, once creation gets to stage five, Maya enters the picture. And that is when everything hits the fan. The Sanskrit term Maya is often translated as illusion, which is the closest English translation for this deeply metaphysical world. Maya comes from the root word ma, which means to measure, limit, and give form, and it's sometimes translated as that which measures. The idea is that the measuring of time and space are the basis of Maya. With Maya in this picture, time and space are now measured and therefore limited. Within the previously all pervasive and eternal universal consciousness, five cloaks of limitation come into the picture and reduce universal freedom to limited experience. What are those five cloaks? Kal, Maya, Kala, Rag, Kal, Niyati. These are the five cloaks. Until this stage, universal consciousness is unlimited, pure, and perfect within itself, eternal, omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent, and perfectly contented. Now, with the forgetfulness that comes from the power of illusion, the dream of this world begins. universal consciousness becomes covered with the five cloaks, which translate into Sanskrit as, Panchakanchukas. And these Kanchukas do pack a punch. The five powers that become limited by these five cloaks are omnipotence, omniscience, perfection, eternality, and omnipresence. These cloaks act like veils that cover and limit the full powers of supreme consciousness. So, I would like to say, when your true nature as universal consciousness is covered by these five cloaks of illusion, what are these five powers? That omnipotence, it is called universal authorship, that becomes limited abilities. Omniscience becomes turns into limited knowledge. Perfection turns into limited desires, and eternality becomes limited time. Omnipresence becomes limited placement. So this way, we may say that the fifth stage of creation is where all powerful consciousness becomes trapped in its own dream, so that it happens, so that it appears to be at the mercy of outer forces over which it has no control. This stage sets the stage for the dance of limited world experience to take place. So, we are running short of time. With these words, I'm concluding my speech. Thank you.